We're always told that we need to express, be authentic, be different. But don't you find it difficult? Well, on today's Mojo in 15, let's have a little conversation with today's guest about exactly how to bring ourselves to our best. Welcome to Mojo in 15, a space where I have invited movers and shakers to share their powerful mojo with you in 15 minutes. And I know they can do it, else they wouldn't be here. So before I introduce today's guest, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and just click that bell so you don't miss any more of these amazing stars. And today I have one such person. I met her online and she just stuck in my brain. And you know what? In the world of marketing, that's an indelible and powerful thing. Her name is Darcy Buzzell. I just want to thank her for sharing space with me today. Darcy, thank you for being here today.
Well, thank you, Pam, and thank you for the opportunity and sticking in somebody's brain. I mean, that's the whole notion about branding. And we have this belief that our brand is our logo and our letterhead, and that just ain't true. Well, that kind of stuff is important. What it's also about is your solution, your SOUL, and how you bring that to the table. Mm-hmm. So I'm Darcy Buzzell, and my company's called Sticky Bee, and I make it super simple for you to brand you and connect with your ideal audience. And I help you get them sticky, get them stuck, and get them to stay like bees to honey, and that honey's you. So the idea about branding is that I am a visual storyteller. And so we have this notion that we need to write everything. But I will tell you that images are 60,000 times faster to interpret than text. So when we come on board, just like Pam has this wonderful brand, we want to make that first impression because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So it doesn't matter how old you are, because success doesn't give a crap about your age. And I think so many of us...
I'm writing that down.
I think so many of us get caught up in, I'm too old, I'm too fat, I'm too tall, I'm too small, I'm too whatever. And we forget about that each of us is unique. And what we bring to the gig is something that nobody else does.
Amen, sister.
So my whole idea, my whole notion in my little marketing school is to... everybody has an awesome. I want to just empower you to wear the cape.
I love that. I love that. Folks, I met this woman online. I don't even know how I came across her. It doesn't even matter. I was in her room for a training she did. It was probably an hour. And I stayed the whole time. Usually I'm just zipping in and out of things. She held my attention. Why did she hold my attention? She held it because, one, she had the energy. She was authentic. She was amusing and funny. Her visuals were on par. And I just wanted more. I mean, I felt entertained and I felt educated, entertained and educated. And that's so important in today's fast-paced digital media world. You know, we all have the information. This is not about how much information you can hold in your brain. It's how you can project it out into the world. And she did such a fabulous job with my son. I have to find this buzzy woman.
Thank you. We've incorporated a little word that I think is kind of interesting called enterticement. And I think it's something that we all need to grab hold of because, as you say, Pam, you know, everybody's got information. Yes. What we want to do is give folks a way to share their expertise, entice people, and hopefully entertain them in the process.
Yes. So talk about a little bit about the enterticement. Specifically, what can that look like for people?
Well, if we talk about what platforms everybody's on, and, you know, despite what we think or don't think of Facebook, if you're running a little business, you need to be on Facebook. And so we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have a Facebook business page. And I will tell you that the number of social platforms that I've gone to, because that's the first place when you're connecting with somebody that you go to find out about them. And there's no their about, there's no what they do, there's no contact information, there's no nothing. Their picture is facing the wrong way, their cover image doesn't work, and all of this is free stuff. And people aren't taking advantage of this free ability to market themselves. And before someone buys from you, they first have to buy you.
Absolutely. You know, this is a very frustrating point that I try to get across to people without totally destroying who they are, because people take these things personally. But to me, I always wonder, do they not see what other people are doing well? And the reason they're attracted to other people, why do you not do it or consider doing it for yourself? I'm trying to figure out the disconnect.
Well, I think, there's a lot of really subtle things about one's image. And when you put, as they say, a picture tells 1,000 stories. Yeah. And people have a picture with their dog, and the dogs, they're not marketing their dog, they're marketing themselves. And their head's facing the wrong way. Like, there's just a lot of really persuasive subtleties that can happen just with the images that they use on their social media platforms.
So basically, people just, I know we are who we are, and we're trying to all sort of catch up to this monster called social media, the digital marketing space. And I know it changes so quickly. To keep up with it is a thing. I get it. But I also think, to your point, that people just don't have the eye for it. That's why they hire agencies to help them with this kind of thing, because they don't have the eye. But there are basics, though, that you are willing to teach people that they can do for themselves and continue to do for themselves, to at least bring them up to a place they can at least compete.
Well, and I think that the whole idea is that because we are each unique, once you uncover your uniqueness, it's not about a competition anymore.
No, it's just you. You're doing you.
Exactly. And why would anybody want to work with anyone else?
Absolutely. And there's a whole aesthetic of your authentic self, and there's also there's this huge fear that people have about naming their lane, because they want to try and capture this big, huge audience. Meanwhile, the thing that you're supposed to do is totally forgotten about because of fear. People don't want to name the thing.
Yeah. And, if you're trying to be all things to all people, you're nothing to nobody.
That's right. And women are very particular about that, because we don't want to be exclusive, right? We want to include as many bodies as we can, but they're doing themselves a disservice.
Absolutely. And when you can drill down, then what happens is the content that you create becomes so much more, it resonates so much more with your audience.
Substance. It's deep. Yeah. It has substance, yes. Yeah.
One of the little programs that I have that I work with folks on is called What kind of underpants does your avatar wear? So are they granny wrappers or a G-string? Are they a thong or are they boxers? And when you think about what kind of underwear your audience has, it changes your whole perspective on how you talk to them, what kind of content you create for them. And it's a if you can get somebody laughing, you're right away to the races with them.
Well, you had me laughing during your presentation. I have to tell you. I mean, I made so many notes because I'm thinking, now, how did I not think about that?
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
So tell me, Darcy, what type of people do you most love working with? Who really sort of sparks you?
Well, first of all, in the tribe vibe, I think we have so much happening in our world, like in our big world, and with all the stuff that's happened in these last couple of years. I think if we can laugh, first and foremost, That's the tribe vibe I love, is a sense of humor. And I think some people who don't have a sense of humor think that you don't take life seriously. And that's not the case. It's just the lens in which you choose to view the world.
Yes.
And I think once you get everyone laughing, then you've got a commonality. And I really think right now laughter is so much more important almost than anything else, because it's a perspective on how we can all be unhappy. Laughter just puts a little sparkle in things.
Yes, of course, we still have to go back into our lives and take responsibility for our everyday goings on. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But while we're doing what we're doing, a little bit of levity helps grease the way through. That's what I think anyway.
You call it mojo.
Yes, my mojo. But one of the things I remember about your presentation, Darcy, it was right before I started filming my weekly shows. And one of the things that you sort of helped me stick in my brain was the ability to fill out my space and use my hands. Because we are so static in front of this camera, movement helps pull in the audience. So I was always very conscious of my hands and what they were doing and helping me to tell the story, right?
And the red nail polish.
Oh, well. Come on. But it's so true. We have to look at everything and actually sort of even disconnect from ourselves and stand back and look at it from a distance. What am I looking at? What's going on behind me? What's going on with me? I always will go back and look at everything I tape to see, was I frowning too much? Was I too stoic? Was I too crazy? What was going on? A lot of people don't go back and review, right?
Yes, absolutely.
If they were part of their action or not. So, Darcy, tell me your most high level work you've done with people. Like, how have you shifted or transformed things for people? In what way?
Well, I think in the conversation that we had just when we started, this notion that I'm not special and I don't know stuff. When in essence we all know stuff. And so it's about packaging that expertise and then being able to share it. And it is all a communication process. Yes. And the communication needs to come from how one presents themselves as well as how one presents their information. And so I started out as an interior designer, and I created stores for retailers. So the idea was, when someone walks down the mall, how you get them in the store. And that is the same kind of premise that we need to work on in terms of how we're presenting ourselves, because we're out in that ether with everybody else. So this personal branding, this visual storytelling is all about how you present yourself, whether it's I'm here and presenting, or it's my content, or it's my expertise. So I've taken people that have a lot of stuff up here and helped them put it out so that it grabs attention.
Nice. And that's exactly it. So do you have courses running right now?
I'm just getting ready to actually do a free 5-day challenge on how you work with your social media. So I've called it kind of upskill your hello, because what we want to be able to do is use as much free access rather than paying for an ad. Yes. So that means taking advantage of the space that we're in. And there's so many things that are happening in Instagram and Facebook that people that aren't taking advantage of.
Oh, well, I'm there.
Great.
Skill.
Yeah, it's going to be in the next kind of, I'm just trying to frame it so it's not during spring break. So it'll be in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, well, I'm there, and I'll definitely help you share this. And
Wonderful.
Guess what? We've done our 15 minutes. Oh, my God. So that's why we need to have you back and get in your course.
Great.
But thank you so much, Darcy. It's been a tremendous pleasure being here with you.
Well, and thank you for the opportunity.
Darcy, this has been a wonderful conversation, and I can't wait to get into your course. It's called Upskill Your Hello. Okay,
Yes.
and it'll be sometime later on in the spring when everybody's back from
Oh,
break.
towards the end of the month.
Yeah, or towards the end of this. Okay, gotcha. But I'll be there and I'll let people know because this is so important. On these digital platforms, we have to learn to project in a way that people will stop to shop.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay,
Yes.
well, thank you so much, Darcy, and we'll stay connected. And I know I'll be having you back here again. Okay? Thanks for being here on Mojo in 50.
Thank you for the opportunity.